we are back, and today I am happy to be back on the game we all know and love. It's getting too much hate today. People are disappointed in the gameplay trailer. I'm here today to give you a bit of a spin. You've already seen the trailer. We're not even going to play the trailer in this video. You already know what the details are. Today, I break down the importance of the details. Nobody out of all the creators I've been listening to has given you the important details and scoop that you'll be getting here. The ways that you can manipulate, legally, the ways that you can capitalize and plan ahead for MLB 26. Everything you need to know. Let's start things out with a bang. I'm happy to be back on the game, man. We got a lot of good things coming this year. Take a look at this. It's great. MLB 26 World Baseball Classic. First things first, you get a 10% discount if you've had this game since 2021. So a lot of people, pretty much everyone watching this video, you will get a 10% discount on the digital deluxe edition. So instead of $99.99, you're going to be paying a little over $90 because there is going to be tax, obviously, right? But you're going to be able to get a decent discount. It's nice of them. It's a nice little, here you go, it's copy and pasted game, but we'll give you a 10% discount. You got to be grateful. You get what you can get, and we'll break down, in this video, what rewards that come with the digital deluxe edition and whether or not it's worth it. But let's start things off with something very important. World Baseball Classic is coming to Diamond Dynasty, as you all know. But what you don't know, what no one's telling you, is what does that mean and how can you capitalize on this, what to expect. First things first, from the trailer, it seems like World Baseball Classic is mostly going to be a Diamond Dynasty mode. Now, we also know that they're going to be overhauling mini seasons in a couple of ways. I think that World Baseball Classic could be an integrated mini seasons mode where you can come into mini seasons and potentially play some of these teams. You can queue up against Japan, take on Great Britain, take on Colombia. Not only would that be electric, I'd be excited for that, right? I think that would be a great smash success, but that would be a good way to get familiarized with the teams. And mini seasons, it had its time. And what was this time? The time that it had was back in MLB 24, where it had the repeatable pack methods. If you take a look, they completely nerfed the heck out of repeatable pack methods in MLB 25, and they made repeatable missions and mini seasons absolutely terrible. Nobody wanted to play mini seasons because it was just not worthwhile. Now, what I'm talking about here is, tally 60 strikeouts with any player to get a deluxe choice pack. There was missions back in MLB 24 where you could get 50 total bases and you get a 5-pack bundle. You churn, you burn, you rinse, you repeat. And that was one of the best pack methods in MLB The Show 24. Obviously, they nerfed that in a big way in 25. So hopefully, this mini seasons overhaul is not just PXP, which we'll get into as well. Hopefully, we see mini seasons integrated with more repeatable pack methods, pack opportunities, because people want to be able to earn packs, not buy packs, earn packs. And mini seasons used to be the best mode for this to happen. World Baseball Classic. We saw it in Diamond Dynasty in MLB The Show 23. Ever heard of Munetaka Murakami? I think that's his name, man. He was a lefty, heck of a bat, good card in MLB 23. But what you need to know here is that the World Baseball Classic first inning bosses absolutely made me a millionaire in MLB 23. So what happened there was they actually just naturally went up in price because I think that the people didn't know you'd have to lock them in for the second inning or whatever. But bosses were fast-moving cards, and I expect that we're going to see a lot of fast-moving World Baseball Classic cards listed on the marketplace. Most notably, in the digital deluxe edition, you're going to have a World Baseball Classic player choice pack. We'll have to see whether or not those cards are sellable, but there's going to be good flipping opportunities when it comes to the World Baseball Classic players. Beyond just flipping, let's break down something else. There's going to be some potential licensing issues here. They had this in MLB 23 as well. They actually had to remove, at the end of the calendar year of 2023, they had to remove some of the World Baseball Classic content from the game. And that obviously has a high impact on the supply and demand. So that's something to keep in the back of your head as well. Obviously, we're talking about end of year, right? So that's a super down the road, long-term type of thing. But that also could justify, everyone's all, oh man, I'm so mad. Why can't I come into play now? And why can't I come and play against Team Japan? Why can't I be the Phillies versus Team Colombia? Was it really a worthwhile investment for them as a small development studio to come in there and spend all that time and resources into a play now mode? I am actually content with it being featured in solely Diamond Dynasty. And I just wanted to further emphasize and defend them a little bit here. And it's rare that I do that, right? But Road to the Show, that would be great to have your player in the World Baseball Classic. Sure. Stop dreaming. Get your head out of the clouds. Somebody actually has to go there in their own computer and actually code this stuff up. Relax, right? So definitely, they're getting a little bit of hate for that. And with the licensing issues, I'm actually still excited for the World Baseball Classic in Diamond Dynasty. Let's talk about ratings next and what it means for roster updates. This is going to be huge. Before we do that, let's take a look at the website. That's right. You heard it correct. We are launching a website in 2026. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Thanks to every single one of y'all support. This website's going to be absolutely electric come roster update time. But even beyond this is where the membership will be hosted. It's going to be an amazing source of information. Take a look. Aaron Judge. What's Aaron Judge's stats on the season? What are Aaron Judge's current stats in the last 15 days? How's Aaron Judge been doing since the last roster update? All of that stats and more will be populated on this website. It will make roster update investing super quick. A little bit of a buffer right there because it has to load for the first player. But you can see this is going to be a great UI. We're going to use this in our roster update videos as well. The buy list. We're going to have buy lists now on the website too. We're going to have investment rankings on the website too. So if you are excited, let me know down there in the comments. We haven't even shown this yet. The buy list, haven't shown that yet. We haven't shown the investment ranking. I am excited and very, very excited for this website. We already have the pitcher projection sheet, and it's a good time to break down what this is going to mean in terms of the new pitching stats. So we have clarity. There's a big ratings overhaul. We don't know the specifics of what that means, but it seems like if you are a hitter, you're going to be all right. Hitting stats aren't going to change much. And really, we're going to have, the new hitting interface, which is going to be, they're calling it big zone hitting. I'm guessing it probably just means you have a bigger PCI. Maybe you get to use that a limited amount of times as well, because you do have bear down pitching, which bear down pitching, they were using Johan Duran, and it seemed like you had one opportunity left to throw a perfectly placed pitch. It feels like backyard baseball, right? It's absolutely wild, but it is a decent thing. It's cool, right? So we don't know exactly how the specifics of that. I don't really care. The big thing I wanted to show you guys is what they meant when they talked about hit per nine and walk per nine. Was it walk per nine or Ks per nine? Let me check. So yeah, they were talking about hits per nine and walks per nine versus each side of the plate. So if I just come in here, and who is a pitcher that made us rich in MLB The Show 25? Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Let me just hide this window real quick. So Yoshinobu, instead of it being walks per nine and hits per nine, it's going to be hits per nine left, hits per nine right, walks per nine left, walks per nine right. That would be my personal prediction as to what they meant by that. Now, there is a world where they only do this offline, because then they would have to, it would just be easier for them. But if they do this online, which I think they are, right? I think they're doing this online and they're revamping this, it's going to be electric. Like, it's going to be a lot more in depth. You have to track the guys, obviously you have to track how lefties are hitting versus him, how righties are hitting versus him. And then the amount of people is Yoshi as a righty trying to pitch around lefty batters. So this is going to be an important, definitely something to monitor for pitchers. Now, looking at how we have done pitcher projections in the past, all very manual, and obviously we have a lot of overhauled stuff coming this year. You can see we're going to have to take into account not just the overall hits per nine. Who's that? Freddie Peralta hit per nine of 6.33. That's fine and dandy. But how's he been doing versus lefties? How's he been doing versus righties? Come take a look at the player projections. Oh, this has me excited, fired up. The player projection, I'm actually just, it's glorious. Look at the screen. You got my beautiful face. You got the beautiful website. You can take a look like Tariq Skubal here. Obviously, there's going to be a bit of a learning curve with the website. First time launching a website. First time having you boys on the website. But we're definitely going to be solid dialed in with hitters, pitchers. We're going to have to make a couple changes here and there, but we'll still be dialed in giving the best advice. But you can see right now, hits per nine, Ks per nine, walks per nine. We're going to have to obviously split hit per nine and walk per nine out, depending on if this is an online feature. So this is something very, very important, something we are going to be monitoring very, very closely. Now, just some more other things real quick. We got a lot to talk about still left, if you can believe it. Catchers. So in terms of quirks, there used to be a catcher pop time quirk. Now it seems like it's integrated as an actual rating attribute stat. We're also going to have to talk about fielding. They did a big overhaul to how fielding works. Now you have reaction and all that stuff split up into agility. You have it split up into backwards, forwards, left, and right. And jumping, I think, too, right? So there's a lot of stuff that's going to go into fielding. I'm fine with the overhaul. It makes sense from a logical perspective. So, like, thanks, good job. However, and don't get me wrong here, like, my concern is that they still only do fielding once a year, which honestly is fine because you can't really update fielding more than like once every 2 months or once every month and a half. I still think like I think we should have roster updates once every 2 weeks, or at least every 3, which is supposed to happen, but it doesn't. But I think that at least with fielding, like once a year in late July is late. So if they get this wrong, like if your favorite player, if Aaron Judge has, which he's not going to, but if Aaron Judge has like 85 movement to his left because he's a righty, and then 60 movement to his right, like they're not fixing that till July. So I'm a little bit worried about how this is all going to play and if it's going to be buggy for somebody. Because if it is buggy on a live series card, you're honestly cooked. So I'm a little bit concerned with that. We have red diamonds. Hopefully this does not impact. The main thing we need to hear is that quick sale values don't change. Because there was a year, I think MLB 21, where quick sale values were cooked. It was the worst decision they've ever tried making was trying to nerf roster investing. If they do that, they will kill their game. Currently, SDS is getting so much hate. Listen, SDS is the best video game developer for online Dynasty. You know, Madden, let's just say EA Sports, it's in the game. EA Sports, it's in the bag. They're greedy, you know what, right? So they're greedy. SDS, they are a good, legitimate company, and they let you guys actually play and earn rewards. You're obviously incentivized to buy, so they still profit, they still profit off of some of you, but it is a very, very fair, very rewarding overall experience. So let's relax here. Now, same game, same graphics. Bro, it's baseball. You can't refine it too much. Now, sure, 60 FPS versus 120 FPS, that's coming in the future. PC, they obviously had that job posting you've been hearing about. That's coming in the future. Give it a year, give it another 2 years. I know you don't want to be patient, but it is going to be a relatively similar playing experience. All this talk about animations being added is really just buzzwords. I wouldn't buy too much into it. Red diamonds. I think this is a cool addition. I would expect the red diamond, probably like above 90 overall for live series. What I would like to see with this new red diamond is it be dynamic. I don't want to be in August and then pulling a 90 overall and be like, it's a red diamond. And then it's like a 90 overall Bob Feller who's worth $3. I don't want to do that. So let's make this dynamic. Maybe a red is like a 97 or higher for a non-live series card, 90 or higher for a live series. We'll have to learn more about that stuff. Parallel XP. So they said that this is going to be unique and there's going to be ways to earn PXP faster in mini seasons, which could be cool paired up with the World Baseball Classic. If we have a pack method, PXP method, and a World Baseball Classic mini season, I mean, that's honestly the first thing I'm jumping into. Now, I don't think they're going to add the pack method back, but unfortunately, they showed it's a missed opportunity. But PXP, they're saying there's going to be certain challenges you can complete and almost like allocate your points, which could be very, very interesting. Take a look at Shorebomb. Shorebomb currently has a +3 parallel to all stats. He already has max contact, max power. So he's not really getting much of a boost at all to power or to his contact versus left. So if you can equip modifiers, and listen, Schwarber, get your head out of your you-know-what, and how about you get your fielding closer to 70, right? So these mods could be absolute game changers with PXP. I think we got a couple more things to talk about. We have a couple new legends, Albert Pujols, Felix Hernandez. I've seen people glazing. Bro, they've been in the game for 6 years each. Pujols, he's a nice bench bat versus lefties. Deluxe, he's solid, good sinker. I mean, he's all right. They're not really new. They're just like, they're coming back. And then there's some bum, I think, from the Braves that I don't even know who it is. So I couldn't speak as to whether or not that guy is actually going to be insane or not. Now, the last thing that we need to talk about is going to be two things. We're going to talk about the Deluxe Edition reward. Let's do that real quick. So you're going to get 4 days early access. That in itself is worth it. You're going to have access now on a Friday instead of a Tuesday. You have the whole weekend to grind. one stub on opening day is worth 1,000 stubs in July. So it's literally the same as the real life economy. You gotta earn money quick, because the quicker you get it in, then the more compounding time you have and the more you will make. So it's very important to grind opening weekend. Double daily rewards, don't care. 20 show packs, you're getting dust, buddy. 2 World Baseball Classic choice packs. Again, it's going to depend. What could be interesting here is if the game comes out March 14th, I believe that's when the World Baseball Classic is wrapping up. Can we get are they going to have, they're probably going to reveal who those cards are during the World Baseball Classic, like March 4th, around that time, which is going to stink, because I would like to see that, like, it'll probably be a program, but I'd like to see like the MVP of the World Baseball Classic be one of those choosable options in that pack. That would be pretty cool. A Legend Choice pack, don't care. Again, I hate to break it to you, you're selling. If you can sell, you are selling everything you can opening day. Let me know if you want me to make a video on the best tips, tricks, stub guide for opening day content. Equipment pack, blah, blah, 20K stubs. Now we're talking that moolah. So really, you get 4 days early access. Okay, we have now and later packs, and we're gonna have a whole separate video after this breaking down the best now and later pack method. Not only for this, which is obviously pretty obvious, you just come in here and play these missions, but also the XP reward path, because there's gonna be a solid way to earn XP quick if you are behind, and in this XP path, you're also gonna earn more and more packs. I think that's everything I wanted to cover. I hope it was good. Seemed like a heck of a video. I'm happy to be back. I'll see you boys in the next one. Who's excited for the website? Peace.